Welcome back to the Squirrel Heed YouTube channel, and this is going to be the preview ahead of West Brom versus Liverpool. Apologies that there was no video after the Bournemouth game at the weekend. There's been some stuff going on. Not really going to go into it at all. Just been some stuff going on that just didn't make it possible. It didn't seem appropriate either as well. But let's talk about that Bournemouth game just quickly now. Obviously, it's been a good few days since that game, but wow, what a game that was. Absolutely brilliant performance by Liverpool against a team that can be quite a difficult team in Bournemouth. Bournemouth have got some pacey guys, they've got some good players, and they are normally set out pretty well by Eddie Howe, tactically well drilled from the goalkeeper, defence, midfield, all the way through to the strikers or the forwards, whoever. And they did have some nippy moments here and there if they weren't offside in some ones. I remember, I think it was Ryan Fraser fizzed one right across our goal, but he was offside. They did have it in the back of the net, but obviously he was offside. They did have some moments here and there. But we came out with a 3-0 victory, and it was a well-deserved victory. Mohamed Salah gets his 40th goal of the season. Trent Alexander-Arnold continues his quest to look like a right-back beast. And he is a right-back beast, let's be honest. He's absolutely phenomenal for us right now. He had a little bit of a tricky time a couple of weeks ago, but as of right now, he's absolutely brilliant, and he's looking like, if he keeps going on in this vein, he could be one of the best right-backs in English football. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The lad's only 18, I think he is. 18, not even 19. He's a very, very young lad. It's loads of time to develop, but how the hell is he developing so well? Unbelievably well. Whole team played very well, though. They really did. They played very, very well, in my opinion. Now, let's get into this game, and let's have a look also at just what we've got coming up in terms of injury news. Now, normally, when we talk about injury news, it's normally bad news. Normally, someone's out, someone's going to be missing, and we're not going to have them for a while. But it actually turns out that it could actually be quite the opposite, with two of our players that have recently gone out coming back into the training fold, and hopefully some of them are actually going to be maybe fit for West Bromwich Albion. Now, two of the players, let's go into number one. Dejan Lovren is apparently going to be that niggle that he had and he came off for and was replaced by Clavan. Apparently that's literally only a niggle. He was taken off much more as just a precaution. He did feel something and he didn't want to stay on the pitch to make it any worse. That is what is coming out of Liverpool at the moment, and that is very, very good news. He's been very, very good most of the time. He's had some slip-ups here and there, obviously against Manchester United. He wasn't the best there, along with Alexander-Arnold at that point. They weren't a very good combination there. But more often than not, when he's been partnered with Van Dijk, he's been very, very good. And he's going to be vital. You know, we've got to look at next week as well. And I'm not going to look too far ahead. I'm going to look at West Brom now. I'll do another video later on, coming into next week, about the Roma game and stuff like that as well. But we've got fixtures from hell coming up as well. I say fixtures from hell, we've just got a busy time. We have just got a busy time, and we need everybody from front to back as fit as possible, and having Lovren back is going to be excellent. In that key position though, again, he can play centre back, he can also play right back, and it also means that we can actually alleviate maybe some of that pressure from Alexander-Arnold. We're talking Joe Gomez, and he is apparently coming back into first team training, and I'm really happy about that, to see that he can be coming back into the fold before the end of the season, play some vital parts in the season as well. We've got very, very vital games right now. We still obviously haven't necessarily confirmed top four yet. Obviously Tottenham slipped up a little bit against, who the hell did they play against last night? Can't even remember who they played against. But yeah, they drew 1-1 with them. Anyway, I really can't remember who they played against. Brighton, there we go. Tottenham played against Brighton last night, and it was a 1-1 draw in the end, which actually means that they stay 2 points behind us. We're now on the same games. We are in a solid third place in the league, behind United by 2 points, I think we are. So depending on how their game goes, whoever they're playing tonight, I think Man United have got a game in hand on us. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling. Let's get into West Brom. Now, West Brom, talking of United, okay, and that was an unplanned segue, I've got to say it, very, very unplanned. West Bromwich Albion got one over on Manchester United, and to be honest, you look at how the game was played, and I did watch the game. You kind of felt, you could get that, you know, when you can feel in a game, you can feel something's not right. And we've had it ourselves more often than not over the last couple of years. You get into a game, I think Swansea after Christmas or something like that. We'd beaten them like 5-1 or 5-0 a couple of weeks prior, And then I think it was after Christmas, maybe after New Year, we played them again and we got beat 1-0. And it was our first defeat in a long time. You go into a game, the game starts, and about 5 minutes in, I've always said, about 5 minutes into the game, you can feel how that game's going to go. Whether you're going to struggle, whether it doesn't feel right, or whether you're going to absolutely smash it and you're going to come away with the victory. This was one of those games that West Brom turned up. They were stubborn. They defended very well. They were very well organised. Yes, Man United do have threats, and they did have threats, but they just didn't seem to fire in this game against West Brom. And West Brom did it. They got a goal quite late on, I think it was. Maybe, I can't even remember the times, maybe 60 minutes onwards, something like that. But they got a goal, a vital goal. They are sat on 24 points right now, and they are 9 points away from safety with 4 games to go. With 4 games to go, I think if they lose this game at the weekend against Liverpool and Swansea win their game, I think that confirms West Brom as being relegated. I might have that wrong, but I think that might be true. So we could play a part in relegating West Brom. I don't like being responsible for relegating teams, but it has to happen at some point. So West Brom, though, we know West Brom this season. Jay Rodriguez, in fact, who knocked us out the cup, 3-2, I think it was, because it was absolutely dire. It was just one of those performances that I was just talking about, that you felt this isn't going to go well. This isn't going to happen for us. And that is one of those things against West Brom, which you always have to think. Every game in the Premier League, no matter who you come up against, is a danger. There is a danger. They're in the Premier League for however long. Yes, they could get relegated. You got to remember, I think a few seasons ago, QPR against Newcastle. QPR were relegated. They were actually confirmed relegated and beat Newcastle 2 or 3-0 or something like that. Anything can happen in this league. We've had it happen to ourselves, I think. A game against us, we actually kick-started QPR, maybe a season before. We kick-started their saving themselves from relegation. We've seen this happen before. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to get smashed or anything like that by West Brom, but we had a poor result the last time we played them, and we really have to avoid that happening. Obviously, I imagine that there's going to be some squad rotation. So this game could actually turn out to be a lot like the Everton game, where it's going to be scrappy, it's going to be difficult, and it's going to be, I think West Brom are going to do their best to make this game as scrappy as possible so that they can do exactly the same as what they did against Manchester United. The key thing for me right now is, if we pick up the victory, great. If we get a draw, all right. But if we lose it, that's not great. That's really not great. Obviously, nobody wants to lose, ever. But the main thing for me as well is, I do see that we're going to probably do some squad rotation, because if we've got Roma coming up and we've got Champions League semi-finals coming up, are we going to risk some of our key players getting injured? Now, I do realise that obviously players can get injured in training. They could easily get injured in a match as well. I know, but really, we're in the Champions League semi-finals, guys. Come on, we've got a chance here to actually set a marker in the Champions League and do some good stuff there. I'm not necessarily wanting to risk the likes of Salah and Mane in that. I actually envisage that we will probably start with a similar lineup that we did against Everton, with maybe Mane being the starting player, with the like of, say, maybe Dominic Solanke up front, however they would play it. Oxlade-Chamberlain could maybe come in. There might be a few switches round here with, Joe Gomez coming in, coming back from injury. Van Dijk is obviously going to be... I would say Van Dijk would be playing. Maybe Klavan comes in and plays as well, but plays in his natural position, not at left back, thankfully, hopefully. I don't know what Moreno's situation is, whether he's injured or not, but I would bring him in. If not, then it would probably be Robertson. Karius, hell yes, because I think Karius should play every game from now until the end of the season, at least. I don't think Mignolet will get a look in, to be honest with you. And at right back, if Gomez is fit, I would play Gomez. If he's not fit, then it's probably going to be Trent. I don't know if I think Klein got injured or something again, like a little niggling injury in training. So Klein might not be available, but he might be available. We don't exactly know right now. It's quite difficult to predict what this team is, and it's a little bit similar to what I said in the preview to the Everton game. I kind of feel like I'm repeating myself a little bit there. But anyway, I do think that Liverpool can get a result out of this one, but make no mistake, I don't think this is going to be like against Bournemouth. Bournemouth kind of do afford you a little bit of space. Yes, they do drop back, they sit back and they try and get into their banks to try and contain Liverpool and go on the counter. Problem with that is that I think that West Brom will literally stack everybody, back, probably leave like their striker, Jay Rodriguez, who does have a little bit of pace on him to be fair, and they'll probably try and do us on the counter because we will start getting confident on the ball. We'll have a lot of possession. That's what we've got to watch out for. We've got to watch out for that so much. Again, I know people are going to say, oh, it's 20th in the league, and, you know, they've just beaten Man United 1-0. Let's not forget, Man United are actually a position above us in the league, and they've got a game in hand over us that they're playing tonight against Bournemouth that we've just beaten. So I'm imagining that Man United are going to go and win that game, but you can't, you know, and we've been beaten by West Brom this season already. We can't discount that at all. So we've really got to be careful here. We've also got to make sure that we take any opportunity that we get. And I'm really talking to Solanke there. I think he's going to be a great youth prospect, and I think he's going to be great. He's been awesome coming on. He's just not had those gilt-edged chances, and the ones that he does have go right at the keeper. He's just got to be a little bit more clinical, like he is in under-23s games and stuff like that. Absolutely smashing it, like he did with the under-20s England squad. He's got to bring some of that in. He's got to bring some of that in, and I don't know how he's going to do it, but I just hope that he does it. I think that Liverpool are going to win this game. I think it's going to be 2-1, to be honest. We're away from home, and it's just before a Champions League midweek game. So I think that we're going to get this one. I think it's going to be a 2-1 victory. But as I say, make no mistake, this is going to be a difficult game. We can't take it for granted. Just because they're foot of the table doesn't matter. We've got to go into this game like it's going to be one of the hardest games that we've ever had, and we've just got to put in a hell of a performance. Now, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I will be doing reviews and stuff like that this week. Next week could be a little bit iffy. As I say, I don't know what's going on. I don't really want to talk about it on video, to be honest with you. It's quite personal. So if you can just, you know, appreciate that, and I appreciate any support that any of you guys are giving. But I should be doing videos back as normal. But as I say, next week could be a little bit iffy. So if you do like this video, please do drop a like on it. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button and the bell button. And that is the only way that you're going to get notified when I put a video up. And generally, I put a video out, I put 4 videos out a week minimum normally. So there's quite a lot of content to come before the end of the season. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Get your thoughts in the comments boxes below, and I will catch you later.